About Maddie is she is a woman ATA pilot in World War II. And the story shows her braveness and how she put her life on the line every time she flew. Now, what people don't really realize is just how crazy this is. What these women have to go through to fly these planes. I mean, every single time these women and Maddie get into the airplane and are about to fly, they know in the back of their heads that they not might make it on the ground again alive. That they know that they have, women in the SOE were lost on doing their job. They died for their country. So Maddie knew, which showed how brave Maddie was, that she was scared. And I think everybody that would have to do that would be scared. And what she did, I think that most men, what Maddie did, would be scared also. And it just like how Maddie was, the women of the SOE showed tremendous braveness every time they flew. And what I think is the true heroes of war I think it was the women that lost their life. I think this because they actually went out and they sacrificed their life for their country, for the cause of the war. And I also think these women did it because of the fact of women. I think the women who died doing this was all the women who died doing this did it for, I think, women in their because the present was totally changed after this, because women are completely more involved in war, as these heroes died for the cause of their country. All right, now let's talk about the RAF and what the RAF is. The RAF is the United Kingdom's Aerial Warfare Force. And this warfare force was formed toward the end of World War I in April 1918. And it is the oldest independent air force in the world. So this is just huge. This is the United Kingdom's just strong power and will. It has so much good history for the United Kingdom, and all the battles they were a part of shape the United Kingdom's history as a country. And following the victory of the Central Powers in 1918, the RAF emerged as, at the time, the largest air force in the entire world. So it's crazy to think about what the United Kingdom had on their hands with the entire world looking at them as being the biggest, the strongest Air Force country in the world. That's huge for a country. And what the RAF did was they developed the doctrine of strategic bombing, which led to the construction of long-range bombers and became its main bombing strategy in the Second World War. So what they did, I mean, they were just geniuses. And with that, they could see what the enemy was giving them, and they could strategize a way in what they would do to make them win. And with how they constructed the long-range bombers, and it just became the main bombing strategy in the Second World War, that made so much difference in the Second World War, as they were so much more advanced than other countries in the Second World War. And with being more advanced with weapons and men, it's hard to lose when you have that much advantage on your enemy. And since its formation, the RAF has taken a significant role in British military history. And this is because it dated back so long ago that it's so just rich in history. And its most famous campaign is the battle called the Battle of Britain. And this was fought in the Second World War. And so over the summer of 1940, the RAF held off a ship called the Luftwaffe. I'm not sure how to say that. It's a tough word to say. It is perhaps the most prolonged and complicated air campaign in history. So that's crazy to think about, how the RAF held off this extraordinary air campaign off the Luftwaffe. And arguably contributed immensely to the delay and cancellation of German plans for an invasion of the United Kingdom, which was Operation Sea Lion for Germany. And so that means, if you think about it, them holding off, the RAF holding off the Luftwaffe, it mainly stopped and delayed and cancellation of Germany's plans to just invade the United Kingdom. So with them holding the ship off, this saved so many people. The citizens of Britain and the United Kingdom, it saved so many people when you think about what could have happened if Germany's plans just got underway and everything went as normal. Operation Sea Lion would have just could have decimated the United Kingdom. And the RAF underwent rapid expansion following the outbreak of war against Germany in 1939. This included the training of British air crews in British Commonwealth countries. So once the importance of the RAF was seen, more and more people, they started training people, because they knew that this was a way to just win the war. And kind of what their purpose is provide the capabilities needed to ensure the security and defense of the United Kingdom and overseas territories, including against terrorism. So that's kind of their motto towards what they are and what they do. So what has happened in their recent history? I'll tell you. With the end of the Cold War and the collapse of the Soviet Union, the RAF's focus has returned to delivering excellent air power. Since 1990, the RAF has been involved in several large-scale operations, including the 1991 Gulf War, in 1999 Kosovo War, the 2001 Present War in Afghanistan, the 2003 invasion and war in Iraq, and most recently, the 2011 intervention in Libya. So they are still very active, and whenever a problem comes up in the world, they are always there. And the RAF's 90th anniversary was commemorated on April 1st, 2008 by a flypast of 9 red arrows and 4 typhoons along the Thames River in a straight line from just south of London City Airport, Tower Bridge, the London Eye, and the RAF Memorial. So they commemorated on April 1st, 2008, the 90th anniversary by flying by significant United Kingdom's places. So, in the book, codenamed Verity, the book pertains to a lot of strategy. With the RAF, their whole idea wraps around strategy, and what they would find the enemy's weakness and attack that part of them. So they might look it over and decide we can attack them from this angle or distract them and use strategies to get their weakness out of them and then attack that weakness. And it is very hard to lose once you attack a team's weakness. And in codename Verity, they use the weakness of the Gestapo in order to escape. And what I think the weakness of the Gestapo is Engel. And why I think this is because the Engel, with how they are not letting him, they're not letting her. She has a job in the Gestapo, but as she translates Julie's writing, she uses the writing in order to help Julie. Like when translate, she underlined everything in red, and they were the kind of everything needed to know about the Gestapo facility. And with this, it showed the weakness of the Gestapo as Julie found out everything about the Gestapo and locations and important details. So once they had the weakness, they were able to go through and attack the weakness of the Gestapo. I would like to thank you for watching my podcast. Hope everybody has a good night. Thank you.